What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'm going to be watching the Final Fantasy XIV cinematic Shadowbringers. So over the past couple of Wednesdays I've been going through all the 14 cinematics. Started off with the online cinematic, which was the first one. Then I watched, I think it was Flames of Truth and also Realm Reborn. Then I watched Heaven's Ward. Then I watched Stormblood, and now we are here at Shadowbringers. So this is the last one for me to do for 14 for now. So without further ado, let's get into it. Nice intro.
How many years have come and gone since that day? How many years have I waited for this moment?
Wow, let's go.
For the one that stood alone against the storm. For the one they called. The warrior of light. Sayest thou, Master Matoya? We may accept this fate, or defy it, but we cannot deny it.
Deny? I am not wont to run from my troubles.
Whoa!
Until our friend returns, I will hold the line.
This town certainly has changed, and not at all for the better.
No. Let me see that one more time. No.
This town certainly has changed, and not at all for the better. I'm not going anywhere. I promise you, Minfilia.
Greater even than the seventh umbral calamity, must be undone. If history must be unwritten, let it be unwritten. Become what you must.
Let's go.
Become the warrior of darkness.
That was tight. 2nd of July 2019. Yeah, that was levels to that one. Okay, so before I go back to the beginning and watch that one more time to see what I can pick out. Yeah, that was a fitting ending so far to obviously the cinematics that I've watched. Every single one has got better in terms of the story, and also the cinematic for me personally as well just gets better, and this one takes the cake. This is the best one by quite a long way as well. That opening scene though is absolutely amazing. That standoff between the two samurai guys is really good, and also I love right at the end where his version is the big boss. I don't know what he or she's called, but I love how it shows that obviously you got the main character and he goes through all his iterations, and he goes through all his versions from the online cinematic all the way through every single one. We saw obviously the version of himself in Heaven's Ward, then he goes through to Stormblood, and then we get this final obviously version of himself we can see here, which is Shadowbringers, which is obviously the dark side. So I like how it shows every single version of his past self, and they weren't enough to beat this thing. Anyways, I'll break that down a little bit more when I go back and watch it one more time. So let me go back to the beginning, watch it one more time, see what I can pick out. So already I'm going to pause here based off the music. I really like the music in this trailer, and it really reminds me of the one in the opening scene of Heaven's Ward as well. This slow like kind of opera music really works. I really like, and also in Flames of Truth as well, the contrast really works. So we get this, obviously for me the best scene here, and then when it flips to the next scene the music changes, and how it changes really works as well. But anyway, I like the music in this opening scene. That's good.
How many years have come and gone since that day?
See, obviously, I don't know who this guy is. This guy looks mad as well. Look at that. Man's got some eye in the middle of his head as well. Just what he's wearing looks sick. Let's put it that way. It looks really, really good. But obviously, the other character that we see, the samurai guy, he's the same one in. Well, technically, it's the same for every single cinematic, but how he looks is what we saw right at the end of Stormblood as well.
How many years have I waited for this moment?
Yeah.
For the one that stood alone against the storm.
Oh, this is so good. This is so good. I mean, just look at that shot. Just look at that shot. Man, that's yeah. I ain't even got words for that. I mean, just look how good it looks. If you know what I mean. Yeah, that's good. That's some good stuff. Wow. I didn't even clock that as well. And they were so fast that the effects of their speed didn't even catch up with them. So let me pause it one more time there. That's mad. Right, so that's a beautiful shot there, but you can already see that they've moved so fast that they've moved to opposite sides, but the water and everything around hasn't even caught up yet. The actual air as the clouds have, which is a nice shot as well, it opens and you see the moon. But check in a second, you'll see then the water actually kind of... Yeah.
For the one they called.
This is what I was on about as well. Nice music, and then you get the contrast once again. Final Fantasy seem to be really good with that. And yeah, I just think it really works.
The warrior of light.
Yes, I've got no idea what this thing is, okay, but it sounds like Smeagol, doesn't it? Lord of the Rings, Smeagol. Yeah. Yeah, so this is what I was saying before. I like it shows every single version of himself. So I believe this is the first one we get in the online cinematic and also in A Realm Reborn. I think maybe in Flames of Truth as well.
Sayest thou, Master Matoya? We may accept this fate or defy it, but we cannot deny it.
Deny? I am not wont to run from my troubles.
This one is obviously that's from Heaven's Ward. That one's from Stormblood at the beginning.
Until our friend returns, I will hold the line.
Yeah, so obviously I don't know what she's referring to there. I don't know what's going on and why everything's on fire and why she needs to hold the line. But she was obviously in the very beginning. She was one of one of the crew, one of the three in the team in the online cinematic right at the beginning, and she was also in the Flames of Truth one as well.
This town certainly has changed, and not at all for the better.
Right, that part there was so good. When I first watched it, I had to go back 20 seconds. That part where he reloads, puts the new ammo back in, loads it up, boom. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Reminds me a little bit of the Black Tower. Do you know Idris Elba in the Black Tower, how he's a gunslinger and he's able to reload his revolver so quick. Just reminds me of that. Random, I know, but it reminds me of that.
I'm not going anywhere. I promise you, Minfilia.
Greater even than the seventh umbral calamity, must be undone. If history must be unwritten, let it be unwritten. You must.
Go.
Become the warrior of darkness.
That last shot as well. Yeah, and the funny thing is, well, that last shot as well, where he puts the sword back over his shoulder, for me, it really reminds me of Final Fantasy VII, Cloud. You know, Cloud in Final Fantasy VII, he's got this huge sword. It's complete overkill, got this massive sword, and he's always resting it on his shoulder. Just really reminds me of this character in this one as well. Yeah, amazing. What an amazing ending to Final Fantasy XIV, at least for me, in terms of the cinematics. Shadowbringers, wow. One other thing actually I was thinking of as well, the guy who basically took that stone lion with the wings. I don't know his name. I don't think I've seen him before in any of the cinematics, but he also, while we actually got on his theme, he reminds me of, I think is it 8? Final Fantasy VIII, Squall. Squall has the sword in it, but he also has the gun in it as well. And this guy obviously has a sword and a gun in as well. And go easy, man. I'm a little bit rough on Final Fantasy. I've not played it in probably like 15 years, maybe even longer. But yeah, the main character reminds me of Cloud, and the other guy who was protecting that little girl, he reminds me of Squall. Yeah, I know. Anyways, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed my reaction and kind of thoughts on this cinematic Shadowbringers. And if you did, feel free to let me know. Feel free to like, comment, and maybe also subscribe if you've not done so already. I do plan to actually look at possibly going through the launch trailers as well for Final Fantasy XIV. I'm going to give it a few weeks. I've got a few other things I plan to do in my schedule, but I might come back in maybe a month or so and look through the actual launch trailers as well. I know that's something that's been recommended to me in the comment section as well. So I might plan to do that soon. Anyways, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it here today, guys, in this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.